G'day folks, Andy here from McDowell Manor. I thought I might do a video about what we do in the heat over here in subtropical Brisbane. So you can see it's 38 degrees centigrade according to my phone. Auchenflower is a suburb about, I don't know, 3 suburbs away from me. Certainly it's the same city, so we'll be pretty close to that. Now if you look at my handy dandy wall sensor, it's telling me that it's 23.1 degrees inside. Well, of course it is, because I've got the air conditioner on. In this heat, you'd be mad if you didn't. And outside is 31.7, let's say 32. Now I'll just give you a quick look where that sensor is. That's that silver thing there. So even in the shade, under a tree, it's still 32 degrees. That's hot. So I thought, well, I'm used to seeing folks from Europe and America talking about what they do in their cold when it snows and stuff. So I thought, well, Andy, why don't you put the shoe on the other foot and show people what we have to do when it gets stinking hot. So just near that temperature sensor out in the sun, I'm drying some eggplant. As you do, I may as well make use of the heat. Be crazy to turn the air, that's an electric dryer. Don't need the electric part today, folks. Naturally, the washing goes out in the sun to dry. Don't need a dryer over here, folks. So where a lot of folks overseas, you guys all have low tunnels and polytunnels and stuff to keep things warm. I've got a shade house to try and stop things just dying too quick in this bloody sun. Normally that lives rolled up, and it rolls up way over the back near the fence there. It's now hit summer season officially, well and truly, in this kind of stinking heat. I'm usually reluctant to put the shade cloth out, but I've had to do it, and it'll probably stay out for the rest of the summer now. My infrequent trips outside to make sure the quails have got cool fresh water, so I change it. You can see the poor buggers, look at them panting, and they're in shade. I change that 2 or 3 times a day to make sure it's fresh and it's cool. Even under the shade structure, some of the newer plants I put in, you can see they've really, look at that, that's just burnt to a crisp. They've suffered before I got the shade cloth up. I'll show you the little bed side. I have got a heap of lettuces in now. I'm really looking forward to that. That was a hydroponic lettuce, that one there, that I'm trying to see if it'll grow back. A bit of an experiment, why not? That silver beet's going exceptionally well. Wow, that's only been in a couple of days. As I pulled back the shade cloth, go slowly so I don't make you dizzy. You can see there was a lot of leaves on there. Even the spiders are hot. I hope you can see that, bloke, because geez, he's a whopper. Anyway, that's a golden orb spider. They're not going to hurt you. Just catch the bugs. You can see all the leaves and crap that fell in the aquaponics. I'll try and dig some of that out later. Good grief, look at the wilt on the on the yakon. Oh, you can only laugh, fair dinkum. It's all wilted over. It'll back up when night comes and the temperature falls. Silly Benny followed me out. Of course, he's a black dog, and he got as hot as Hades, so he's come running back in and had a big drink. Just make mention of the fact that we drink a hell of a lot of water to stay hydrated over here. That's filtered water. It's in a thermos cup, so it stays cool. I bought some bean seedlings. Don't think I'll be putting them out for a few days. They'd just die. They'd be stony dead within about half an hour. So I'll wait till it cools down, you know. It should go back to about 32, 33 after a couple of days, I'd reckon. So what you do on a day like today is stay indoors. I'm going to bottle some beer. That's the fermenter on the left. And I'm also going to run the still for the fermenter on, the beer is on my left. The one on the right is a spirit wash. So I'm going to run the still today as well. That'll get some spirits going. We'll get some beer bottled up. I'm doing a video on that. You can see the incubator's running. We're on day 13. So it's indoor chores today. So I've got a heap of beer bottles that I'm midway through cleaning. I may as well do them. So what's in those bottles at the moment is a fairly strong detergent. I tip that out obviously. I rinse that out. Make sure you rinse the cap as well. Put them over there empty, and they're going to get some sterilizer put in them as well. So what you're looking at there is the sanitizer. It's a bit of deadly stuff. It takes the colour off the bench, hence the plastic you can see there. Let me show you. If you look over there, that's where we've had sanitizer sit for a little while, and of course Rosie was pretty grumpy at me about that, but anyway, I've fixed it now. I've put the plastic, well, Rosie put the plastic down. So I've got a half a cap of it there. That'll fill, that makes a litre, so that'll fill one. What you do is you pour it in, you fill it up with water, wait, give it a good shake, wait for 30 seconds, and then I pour it into the next. I've only got 6 bottles that I'm doing, and that one in the front, so not a big drama. And that makes sure they're absolutely sterile for the next batch of beer. So while I'm cleaning bottles, I'm going to get the contents of that there fermenter and put it in that there still using that there jug until I get almost to the bottom, and then I just tip the rest in. It's too bloody heavy to try and hold it there for 10 minutes while you're tipping it in. Hopefully you can see it's down towards the bottom now. I'll just pick that up and tip it in. Right at the very bottom is a layer of sediment. I'll link in the distilling video series so you can follow this through if you want to do it in any detail. I'm not going to do it in this clip because it's really about what on earth I do on a stinking hot day. There you go, can you see that bit right down the very bottom? That pinky muck, that's sediment, that's the yeast, what's left of the yeast and the sugar once the fermentation process is finished, so that'll get cleaned out. I'll clean all the fermenter out as I go today, as I do the distilling. Like I say, I'm not going to show you too much of that. Doing that clip made me realise one of the things I don't often mention is I do a lot of bottle cleaning. So rather than buy new bottles all the time, whenever I use stuff I just clean them out properly, and they get used to restore the new stuff that I make. The other thing I'll mention is anything that I do in the day, anything I do that requires a whole lot of electricity, like the still, I do in the day. And the reason for that is, remember I've got that 6 kilowatts of solar panel on the roof. So anything that takes electricity, I try and run it in the day. That way I'm kind of getting it for free. This probably says it all. It's 3:40. Inside it's not even 23 degrees, which is great, but the humidity's high at 60%. Outside we're at 42 virtually, 41.7, and that's in the shade, folks. Remember, the sensor is under that tree near the blue pot out there. Unbelievable. So you can see the gardens are pretty heavily mulched. I'm not going to run the irrigation in this time of day. You'd be crazy if you did. The bloody water would evaporate before it even wet the bed, quite frankly. So late this afternoon what I'll do is I'll turn the irrigation on, give it all a bit of a cool down in the water. And with the mulch there, that should keep the water in at least for the next morning for a couple of hours. You can see the chickens absolutely have the best spot in the yard. So there's a bit of a bed, they get a bit of a breeze. You can see they're under a, I'll point you up, they're under a whopping great tree. So they stay nice and cool and shaded, which is great for them. Isn't it, girls? Probably also worth a mention, those windows on the northern side of the house, which is our sunny side, they're all tinted with UV film to try and keep some of the heat out. So that's all started running well and nicely. Like I say, doing a bit of extra cleaning while we're at it. Rosie's got the washing machine running, why not? We've got as much sun as we got today, we may as well use it. So I've just been up to air-conditioned local grocery store and got 3 bags of their rubbish, or lettuce leaves, which the chickens will be exceptionally happy to see. So it's 5:03 and we're down to 33 degrees. And you'll note that we're forecasting rain. Let me give you a look. And it does indeed look like we're going to get one of our early evening storms, which would be great. So I'm going to turn the sprinkler system on now, the irrigation system. That'll give everything a wet, and if with a bit of luck we will get the rain. That'll top up the water tanks again and put a bit of extra water into the ground, which should see us through for a little while again. So we've cracked a homemade beer while we wait to see if the rain rolls in. Well, we didn't get a lot of water, but it did cool the air down, which was a wonderful, wonderful thing. You can see we're forecasting the sun to come back out, so I don't know that we'll get any more. Would have been lucky to have gotten 2 millimetres, to be honest with you. But like I say, I don't mind that. What I'm happy about is that we cooled the air down a bit. So at 7 o'clock it's only 29 degrees now. Thank God for air conditioning.